So you may have gathered we've moved location, and you may have gathered even more that we've come a little bit higher. So I do feel like I'm about to start a parachute jump, but just have a look at the view behind here. I mean, this is absolutely spectacular. It looks like the Roman Colosseum. It's amazing. I'm rejoined by Gemma, aka the Quarry Girl _ Check her out on Instagram. UK. Check her out on Instagram. Listen, we've spoken a lot about the quarry and your work here and how you got started. But one of the things I wanted to talk to you about was about the well-being and mental health. You know, we did a survey in the last magazine where we spoke to plant operators about the very nature of what they do. Soul working, in a cab a long time on their own. So, how have you been impacted by that, and how have Breedon's perhaps work to help operators like you to address some of these important issues?
Yeah, so I feel like working here, having such a good team, that I don't get too lonely sort of in the cabs. We have the radios, there's good communication. But with regards to the wellbeing and mental health side, I've noticed definitely over the last 12 months that Breedon have put a lot of effort into weekly sort of wellbeing projects. So there might be a recipe that's come through for healthier eating. I know we've got a lot of mental health first aiders on site now that are trained. There's also a phone number that's anonymous, that you can ring, whether it's debt problems or mental health. That's been set up. And then, the emails that come through, there's just different bits of ways to look after yourself, to get better sleep. And it is a regular thing now that they are coming through, right. and they do volunteer days, just lots of stuff coming through. And
what's been the reaction from you and your fellow operators and operatives on site here? What when you're chatting in the mess room, is this something that's people are responding to? It's resonating with them? Is it starting a dialogue amongst you guys?
Yeah, I'd say so. Like across the board, it's sort of positive vibes. I don't know personally if anybody's used certain things, the phone number, but I think overall, it's had a positive impact.
So have you looked at that and thought about diet and thought about exercise? Are those things, or perhaps there's other things that you've looked at and tried? And
yeah, definitely.
Such as?
Yeah, so we have a gym on site. So another thing that Breedon have done is they've allowed a number of free classes in the week that any of Breedon's employees on site can go to. I think with it being a cement plant, there's a lot of different kind of work. You've got your office staff, you've got your drivers, your operators. Yeah. So they've got a wide range of employees to consider. So I think they really have made a very good effort, and a wide range of things to help. Definitely.
I mean, there may very well be a gym on every single site you go on. You may very well have a gym where you work, but that's certainly a new one on me, so fair play.
Well, it is a very extraordinary site, this. Not only its settings, its kind of workings with the park itself, but we've got a golf course, a gym, we've got a canteen, and I think the basis started many years ago, and it's just been carried on.
So what does that do for retention? I mean, from the perspective of the team that you've been with you since you've been here 5 years, is it mostly the same people that stay here because they like it?
So I always got told if you got a job here, you'd never leave, and I know why is that the teamwork and you're looked after. And like I say, it's just positive, an amazing, it really is a positive place to work.
No, you can't say fairer than that. I was going to say it may pop into the gym on the way home, but I actually might pop into the chip shop instead, but that's not the advice that I'm giving to you. So tell me a little bit about the environment here. We talked a little bit about it before, but what do you see around you from actual wildlife perspective? What are you seeing? What have you seen in your job?
So it's very diverse. We've got everything from peregrine falcons, to deer. We've got two types of deer here, foxes, as well as a wide range of butterflies, which I've only just found out about through the biodiversity week that we've just had. Learning that we've actually got a rare kind of butterfly that lives on the bunding around here, because basically the sun works its way around, and they live on that side of the the limestone bunds.
So it encourages and nurtures a great wet place for nature to evolve, I suppose, doesn't it, from that point of view?
We've also got some ponds. I'm not overly sure why they were developed. But so down there there's fish, and then there's ducks, herons.
Fantastic.
So that's another kind of wildlife.
And at some point,
place.
some quarrying actually goes on, does it? Yeah.
That's sort of set in the middle. It's between the shale. So we have the shale in one position, and as you come towards the limestone quarry here, you have the ponds. You have the works in the middle. And then the limestone quarry at the back.
So that's where we'll leave it at the Breeding Quarry. We hope you enjoyed both of these interviews with the Quarry Girl, aka Gemma Barber.